Hi, Clint here, Crimson Landscape. We are narrowing down your design for your property. So this is revision number 3. Big changes. I put back the basketball court, gravel on the side of the house. I have a 10 by 10 pad here for a greenhouse, 10 by 10 pad here for a shed. It's pretty tight, so we probably need to talk about what makes sense. Maybe have you look at a few sheds and a few greenhouses. Then we narrow down from there what makes sense for you based on how you think you're going to use it. Then option B is we can put a shed over here somewhere in this space. Not optimal for a greenhouse over here, but that's something we can talk about. Okay, again, gravel over here. The turf, I'm not sure if we're going to have the turf run all the way around this way. I think what we'll have to do is do demo, do the concrete, then see if it makes, where does it make sense to stop the turf? Does the turf go all the way down? Do we do gravel here? Some nuances we're probably going to have to tweak after the concrete work's done. Right, 2 pads were added right here. These 2 pads are basically copied from these 2 pads, so they are, symmetry between these 2 and those 2 pads are the same. All right, what else did I do? Oh, kitchen's been flipped. Posts have been moved back just a bit. So posts have been moved back 4 feet. I shrank the kitchen by 6 inches. We might need to shrink it a foot because I want to make sure there's a minimum between this corner and the coping edge. My goal is 3 feet. That's the minimum I'm looking for. Shade structure, since we're going to use it as the back fence, I made this back wall wider, as well as I made the shade structure 1 foot wider. So the shade structure is a little bit bigger. So this actual back privacy wall is a little bit bigger. So all we get to contend with is from here to here, then from here over for the gate. So a much smaller footprint we have to contend with, and your shade structure is a little bit bigger. Everything else is about the same. No other major changes. We just got to talk about reinforcing this concrete if you want to add a future shed here. Okay, we can go over the 2D portion. All right, so you get a copy of this, of course. This is what we're going to looking at finalizing. Kind of explain to you when you get it so you know what you're looking at. All right, so here's basically the final document. So shed here, future greenhouse here, b-ball courts back in place. You can see your landscape bed. I'll certainly add those measurements. Your 2 concrete pads, all your concrete here. You have 2 measurements for your shade structure. Your shade structure is 16 feet wide. Then you have the concrete's 15 feet 6. We have a 6-inch gap between the driveway and the concrete of the shade structure, for the simple fact that if you ever replace the driveway, the 2 pieces of concrete are not connected. What else? The kitchen is, so the rule of thumb is 5 feet from the property line to a permanent structure, so the kitchen starts at 5 feet. The overhang of the shade structure can be in that 5 foot area. It's just the post has to be 5 feet over. So that's why the kitchen is a little offset from the shade structure. The kitchen is 10 feet wide now. It was 11 feet wide. It's a little bit shorter. So your shade structure is going to be 17 by 16, but the concrete for the shade structure patio area is going to be 17 by 15.6. Then the little bitty piece here for your kitchen. I hope that makes sense. All right, so this explains the type of concrete. We always use 3,500 PSI concrete. It's better concrete. Your footings explains all that. Explains your shade structure. Explains the turf. Here's all your plant list. Kitchen here, and this is with the, your electrical here. Electrical for your kitchen. Electrical for your shade structure. All right, so ceiling fan, hot outlet, switchable outlet. That switchable outlet is for that Govee lights or other lights we talked about. Surface mount LEDs, then 1 black ceiling fan. In the kitchen, let me go back up to kitchen electrical. Kitchen electrical, 1 hot outlet underneath for the grill, because the grills always come with lights, so you have a hot outlet underneath there. If you add a refrigerator, we need to know that, so I'm going to add a second refrigerator outlet. Again, as we talked about yesterday, is if you have anything that's going to be high power or has higher amperage, greater than 20 amps, we're going to want to run a dedicated circuit for that. What else? The kitchen, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Oh, if you want to add heaters, like I can add heaters in this shade structure. Heaters are going to be 240 volt heaters, so each heater will need a dedicated circuit as well. So that's something we'll need to know before we start. And I can show you the heater options. This kind of explains how the structure is built. It's pretty standard. All right, so let me go back to this image right here, let you look at it, run through it with your wife. make sure this is exactly what you want me to price out. 10 by 10 pad, I don't care where it's located. If it's over here, it's over here. The price is the price. That's not a big deal. We just want to make sure it fits. All right, let me stop there. I'm going to send this over to you now. Drop me some notes if this is what you want, and we'll get it priced. If you're a first-time guest seeing this video for the first time, you can check us out at crimsonlandscape.com.